Hey guys, this is Samad and Andres. We're doing a quick little video on FunnelWhirl, which is a white labeled version of HighLevel, which has become one of our favorite little softwares. It's a very nimble CRM, as well as like a marketing automation tool that we've been having a lot of fun with. We our other organizations called Funnel Work Suite, and in that particular organization, we work on marketing automation, building out CRMs with Salesforce and HubSpot. So FunnelWhirl was kind of a byproduct out of that, and yeah, we'd love to show you how this is gonna work for you guys. So just a really quick review of how our prospecting tool, which we're calling our prospecting engine, works. I'm just going to go into a canvas just to kind of show this visually before going into the actual software build out. And if we're looking at a typical marketing campaign, right? Let's just say we got an opt-in page to try to collect emails or leads in this case, right? And then we got like we want to get people booked into a calendar, right? Into a salesperson's calendar or the business owner's calendar, something of that nature. There's always going to be this like typical pieces of any marketing automation, which now has become this fancy word of funnels, but it's just really automating a customer experience going from one page to another, right? Like that's what we're trying to do, doing a couple of different actions. So everyone's got this typical workflow. No, I mean, you can say anything you want. It's really just these three things, right? Like there's nothing else really to it. People just add some pizzazz and just different features to how that opt-in page works or what they deliver before that calendar. But if we were to just say, okay, look, this is great. Everyone's been building out these like appointment builder type of funnels. We're not really selling that part. Yes, we can build out those funnels right inside of FunnelWhirl, which is again a high level feature. There's a funnel builder, there's marketing automation that can be done right through there, as well as email automation. The biggest piece that we are really excited about is like this prospecting engine. And so this is all pre-marketing. So we're not really your marketers. We're gonna say that some of the old school stuff really still works, and that is, let's pull up the right icons here. So we got phone and email, and this one's kind of a new age one, but it has really good open rates, if you will. So these three are the main tools that any salesperson really wants, any BD person wants to get. And marketers kind of made it difficult for themselves by saying, oh, well, okay, we got to opt in an email address. And so they're adding an extra step right here, right? Like they're delivering. I'm wondering if there's an ebook or something, say a white paper. Maybe it would be more of an action, right? So they're delivering something here beforehand. Like they're going like this, trying to give some value, which is great. And honestly, it might have to happen anyway, right? Like you want to give value, deliver value here. But ultimately that you can't even do unless you have like the email addresses, right? So that's the key component here. You can't really do anything without any kind of contact info. And so like a couple things that a lot of prospects to us have been brought up are like, well, so that sounds like you're cold emailing a whole bunch of people. And yes, yeah, we are doing cold email. We're using the right job search or title search, if you will, industry search, or we can go and pull up any website and just pull all the information, any person that works at that company, whether it's like Lockheed Martin or IBM, we're getting those emails first. And then we're warming them up secondarily to, a primary email send. We're not doing like a newsletter. We're not sending it out from our company email. Like, let's just say info@companyemail.com. It's key to add in a subdomain because we are on the same boat as, being very protective of our own primary company email. Yeah, you can brand it. You can brand it whatever you want. You can brand it as email.companyname.com. And quite frankly, that is probably what you should be doing, because that allows you to, still give you that kind of name recognition from the company name as much as possible without jeopardizing your primary domain. So you want to segment the server. You want to warm up that list of people that you're going to be finding through our prospecting engine, which I kind of think is like the closest thing to it is like a Zoom info. That seems to be the best way of really putting it out there. Like Zoom info is a company that exists already. A lot of large sales teams are utilizing it, and just to kind of pull them up a little bit, just because I'd say that this is the biggest comparison. What you can do is, here, let's go into solutions, I guess. Let's see. So company search, right? Contact and company search, conversation intelligence workflows. So we built out basically the sales OS tool suite, the marketing suite, the operations with APIs and webhooks, because we can push this data wherever, right? So that's also there. I'm going to just move this over a little bit. And I mean, I think they got a little cute, if you will, with Talent OS. I mean, you're basically doing candidate outreach. And yeah, that's another use case. I mean, you could, prospect new hires from this, and go talk to someone that, like a software developer that's at XYZ company, and poach them, I guess, if you want to use it that way. I mean, that's kind of how I see that Talent OS. Again, that's what it seems like to me. You're finding all the staff of a certain company, and you can do any kind of outreach. But all in all, really, Sales OS and Marketing OS are the bread and butter of what Zoom Info does. And we've taken that and kind of added it into one CRM that allows you to do the automation. Because this Marketing OS that Zoom Info has only works if you tie this software into a CRM, right? So if you go into like app marketplace here, and you really do some connections with Salesforce, which is not even showing up. Here we go. Most popular. It's funny, it just says no results here, but it is there. But yeah, so Salesforce or HubSpot, or for the guys that are using Marketo, which is an Adobe product now, like these are the three big CRMs out there with the marketing pieces, right? So that is what Zoom Info is really doing. You're using the database that Zoom Info is going to kind of put together for you of people that you could reach out to, and you're pushing it to Salesforce or HubSpot or Marketo. So let's dive in to actually seeing how this works and go from there. All right, so now that we're in the system, in the leads engine here, so just to kind of, Andres is going to be the driver. I'm going to walk him through it. So on the left-hand side, you're going to see, some of the typical CRM elements that FunnelWhirl has built in, right? So you got your dashboard, which is going to be kind of a launch pad of different things that you can quickly get into, all your funnels, any tasks that you have, any reporting. But we'll go into that in a different video. So we got conversations after that, and that is going to be a key component here, especially for the people that don't have a CRM in place. because you're going to have emails going out from this particular tool. So all your conversations, if there's any unread, and hit all if you don't mind, Andres, there. So yeah, all the conversations there, whether they're email or text or so on and so forth, you're going to see them all right here. And this isn't, how we would start a message, but it's just a good place for you to see or act upon someone that has responded to you, any of your outreach that you have. So you can create opportunities out of it. You'll have like a right-hand side panel that just goes into that particular contact where you can see create opportunity or book appointment, as you can see right there. And so the calendar is connected to your Google Calendar, and that is going to be the link that's going to be in any of the outreach campaigns. So that's going to be based on your availability. And it's pretty straightforward. It's just whatever you have integrated into Google Calendar. You'll see it right there. Contacts, that again is the CRM component of the system. So in here, phone numbers, emails, any person you click on, you'll be able to see what, if you hit like Dale, for example, here, you'll see that, that there were some messages that have been sent out. And if there's any activity, it'll be on the right-hand side. So you can see activity, tasks, notes. It's pretty much your typical CRM system, which is why for us, it was just a perfect way to expand into building out, utilizing HighLevel and kind of making it for our own needs, mainly for the fact that, the people that don't need or don't want to spend the big bucks on Salesforce, which is per seat and per contact, this is a perfect side software, side tool to use, right? So like, yeah, so it works really well for the people that don't have a CRM already. Even if it's like the HubSpot free CRM, right? This acts as your CRM in general. And for the people that do have Salesforce or HubSpot, think of it this way. If you have those tools, you're paying per email and contact that you're coming in. Think of it like Mailchimp, right? Like you're paying a price per amount of emails you're sending out. So if you have 30,000 people you want to prospect to, you're going to have to pay 30,000, pay for the 30,000 people to live in that server. And actually, if you don't mind, Andres, can you pull that up? Can you pull up Mailchimp real quick?
Yes.
These guys are, obviously a little small, like they're not small in whatsoever, but they're the simplest email tool out there, right? So let's just put in at the top there, if you don't mind. Go up a little bit more. And just how many contacts do you have right there where it has that drop down for 500? Let's just go to like 30,000. You're looking at 590 a month right there just for that amount. And again, Salesforce does the same tool, same type of setup. HubSpot does the same type of setup. And you do have monthly email send limits. So if you're sending 30,000 people 5 emails, that's already, 150K right there. And that could be only 4 days of sending too, right? So, like that shows already that this is a perfect side software. It doesn't need to be the main software. It could be your prospecting engine. This is why we're calling it that specifically, because you can have as many people as you want in this particular tool. Let's go back to FunnelWhirl. You can have as many people as you want in this tool, and then export out, or again, we can set this up as an API connection. Export out the people that open one of your cold emails, because those are the guys that you want to probably focus on. Like you want to maybe do the simple ask just to get them to open it and then warm them up, instead of just trying to warm them up and go one by one, because that's more scalable. You have a larger group of people that might be interested. So use FunnelWhirl for that, right? Basically have this as your prospecting engine, do the warm-ups in here, and then export into whatever CRM you are already using or whatever email tool you're already using. But we do highly recommend that you have a CRM in place. So you can kind of see everything that's going on in there. So let's go to opportunities next before we go down to leads again. And, again, this is going to show you all the different items in that pipeline, right? So any new leads that respond, you'll see that there. If once they open up a follow-up email, what they clicked on, so on and so forth. So yeah, so we just went through the opportunities. We can see where people are, that where they are in the workflow, that we've sent out this many people and how many will be opened and so on and so forth. You'll see a staggered approach as people go down this workflow. You'll see that the people that open will be on the next milestone, if you will. So yeah, we'll move on to the next piece, which is the automation tool. And in here, again, this is just a really quick, no pun intended, high level of the tool. So if we go into number 1 and then click on software, sequence. Once all the leads are, in this case, really prospects, are all found from our prospect engine, we'll want to tag them. So they'll be added into the specific email pipeline. They'll then go down the workflow, and you can add in your email sequences, with the major piece being that when someone opens it, those are the people you want to focus on, right? So that way you're warming them up. You got a frame of reference to talk to them about. You can start local, so you can have another frame of reference, whatever it may be, but you can build whatever you want out of this in this particular workflow. And this is extremely important. Like, this is pieces of, like, for instance, HubSpot marketing or Salesforce Marketing Cloud that are about $400 to $500 a month. So we're adding that as a value add into our software already, and you can take advantage of it after you've done all the prospecting. So let's go into the actual crust, of everything here. Now let's go into the actual tool itself, the leads, which is our prospecting engine. All right, guys. So once you get onto the prospecting engine, you're going to see new search, new campaign. And if you have already some campaigns set up, you're going to go to the drop down versus please first select a campaign. If you haven't run any new campaigns, then you can go ahead and go about it that route. So Andres, actually, instead of going to a specific campaign, let's choose a campaign from the please select first campaign there, hit new campaign. And so let's do, let's just create you can just say test, man. And so this is going to show you that you can do industry searches, which are going to give you certain type of companies. So let's just call it, how do you break this down, right? So industry is type of companies, people is job titles, and single is pulling a list of people from one specific website. So you could do either one of those options. So again, industry is type of company, people is a title search, and single is like everyone in one organization. And there's different reasons to use one of these searches. So let's do the industry one first. And so in the industry-based search here, we're going to go to test 1. And it's an industry one. So you can do, it's showing it your hairdresser, but let's type in, it could be anything here, but you can even type in land developer. And just put in wherever. We're out of Washington, DC, so if you want to hit, just throw up. Yeah, and what's good about this is it'll do anywhere. It could be anywhere in the world at this point. But US and Canada is probably going to be the best. So go ahead and search now. And so just the little details of this. This is pulling in LinkedIn data without you having to go connect with a whole bunch of people, as well as it's scouring through essentially exact data, which is pulling, all the information off of who's working where. And it's going to take a little bit of time. So right now, what you're seeing is you're seeing all the companies, you're getting their addresses, you're going to get their Google My Business or the Google reviews, their website, and their phone number. Already valuable, but not there yet, right? Like this isn't the main cusp of everything, right? Like you could pull this info from Google Maps, if you will, which is the first data point that this is pulling from. So what you're seeing is a good starting point, and you can see that it's got a Google map right above there. Andres, if you don't mind hitting refresh. And the reason why I'm saying refresh it is just because it takes a little bit of time for it to populate or scour to get the email addresses for some of these companies. So let's give it a hard refresh, and that's what's happening right now. And this is not necessary for you to do, but we just want to kind of force the query here. So go ahead and go back to that test one campaign on the left-hand side and hit 17, the one below with 17. Yep, and now you're going to see that there's a click to show result under persons. So go ahead and click on that. Click on one of these guys, like the Canon partners here. And on the right-hand side, you'll see click to show result. And there you go. You're going to get every person's email of that organization right here. So give it a little bit of time. Again, you don't need to refresh it. The guys that are verified, you're going to see the verified ones with the checkboxes there. The other ones are not verified yet. But at that point, then you can check off. You can, on the left-hand side, just check off the people and actually send that to the CRM. And we're not going to actually do that right now, just so we'd mess up our data. But you'll see if you go above Andres, go ahead and select one. You can just see where that button is for sending to CRM. Go up a little higher. Right there. Yep. So send to CRM. And that's all you got to do. You send that over to the CRM. And if you had that workflow set up under automation that we showed you earlier, then once you send that person to the CRM, it's going to start that email right away. So the game here is to make sure that you're just spending all your time prospecting, hence prospecting engine. Send people to CRM and let the email sequence do all the work, right? Once they've gone through a couple emails, they're warming up for you. Again, you're taking all precautions to kind of keep yourself safe from, consider spam. These emails do have the unsubscribe button. You can add things to make it a little bit even easier. This is all information that's coming in from either LinkedIn or public sources, right? We've just done the hard work of putting it all together into one spot. So you can warrant these type of emails very easily. It's not like we're taking information that we shouldn't be taking, is what I'm trying to get at. And you can get kind of creative. You can actually add in a LinkedIn connection as part of this workflow. So you spend the time of connecting with these people and make it a little bit more personal. So then when that email comes in from you, as you're adding it into the CRM, they already kind of see some name recognition. So yeah, this is the prospecting engine. This one was the industry type. Andres, what do you think? Should we do a person search as well?
I said let's do it, yeah.
Okay. And so just test 2. People. Create. Now you're going to go down to the drop down here on the right-hand side. Or you can do that too. You can actually just click on the campaign at the bottom. And so then you're going to do set up a lead search now or run new search. You can hit either one. And so, yeah, if you wanted to hit a specific role, whether that is, let's just use CIO, right? And then just Washington, D.C., just to expand it to the whole city. And as we mentioned, it's going to pull company info, title, and their LinkedIn profiles right here. So, I mean, another way of looking at this, guys, is cancel LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You know, you don't need Sales Navigator. That's another price savings that, you know, you can cut from your tech stack here, because this takes care of that. But once you've done that search, just like what we did on the industry, give it a little bit of time, it'll pull the emails of these people as well. And so, yeah, if you click on any one of them, and maybe we might have to do another refresh so we can pull some emails in. Yep. And some of them are going to say email address unavailable. I've seen that it takes some time, but other ones are going to start pulling up right away. So, you know, if you're in the federal contracting space, there you go. You can hit up someone at the GSA, and also at HUD. If you, seems like HUD's not getting as much attention as it used to back in the day. But yeah, so if you wanted to hit the CIO or at, you know, at HUD, you could do that as well. So yeah, this shows what, you know, information you're looking for. And you give it a little bit more time, it will pull up phone numbers. And again, you're just exporting this into the CRM. After you've done the search, you're pulling in that information. And yeah, we'd use the DC search here, so we're going to get a lot of government agencies. So there's definitely a need from the agency side, for anyone that's, you know, bidding on government work that can be done from here. But as soon as you check them off, you're hitting send to CRM, and you can then, you know, run them in any campaign you would want, or you can really cater. I mean, especially for this type of search that we just did, there are C-level CIOs. You can cater a different message to each person, but you do all the prospecting here, and then you're sending the email from the CRM, instead of, you know, making this a multi-tab workflow where you have to have Gmail open and so on and so forth. You can solve all of that and just work from one system through this. So that's the people search. And this one's my favorite one because you can do a lot with it. So let me go on to the next one now. All right, so guys, we're going to do another test. We just pulled up test 3, which is going to go on a site specific. And just to give you guys a little clarification on this one, we started out by, if you go to the second tab, the second to last tab that you have there, Andres, you got Booz Allen open, and you got boozallen.com here, right? So we want to just walk you through and just be very transparent. Like, we did that first. We took that URL and we put it into the site search. And when we did that, and you can do the update real quick again here, Andres, and just take out Booz Allen and just type in that URL so you can see it, boozallen.com, and just take out the HTTPS there. It's not needed. The system will figure it out without it. And you can take out that slash too. And you're going to see that it's not found anything. The reason why is this company doesn't use boozallen.com for their email database, their email server. So just like what we mentioned earlier, that we recommend, you know, best practices are to use a secondary email server for your emails. And it's important for domain protection and just, you know, keeping a clean brand. So if you go to that second tab, the last tab there, Andres, the Booz Allen tab, that's the last one. And if you take out Booz, or take out Allen and just keep it as .com, booz.com. Just want to show everyone that this is a visual here. It's not going to pull up anything because there's nothing there on booz.com. And if you could then go back to FunnelWhirl and just search Booz Allen, you're going to see that even though there's no website on that, which is kind of an issue, they should actually have a redirect in place. But their emails for all of the booz.com people, the Booz Allen people, you can see that these are all titles that are kind of like a government contractor would have, managing directors and associate partners of who knows what. These are, this is a list of all the companies. You can load more, you can pull them up, you can hit them up, you can job search for it. So going back to that Zoom info piece, that prospecting tool might be actually useful for your job searches. But this is pulling out everyone. It didn't pull it from the first search when we did boozallen.com. It only didn't do that is because that company did not have their emails on that database, right, on that server. So it will take a little understanding of how some of these companies, especially the bigger ones out there that know their tech well, are running it. When you do a site search, an individual site, you don't have to put their URL in. You can just type in Booz Allen and let the system actually find where that email database is, their MX records. If you want to know the technical term, like the MX records are. In this case, it's not on boozallen.com, it's on booz.com. So very powerful. I mean, this is half of the work. The next part is just sending it to the CRM. Hopefully this has been helpful. We're always around for any demos to show how this system really works. If you guys reach out to us, we'll do a couple of searches for you just to kind of get you guys warmed up and send out some prospects, send you a list. But we'd love to speak with you. If you have any questions on how the tool works, don't hesitate to leave a comment below or just shoot us an email. Thanks so much.
And we're going to be leaving a booking link right down there. And make sure you guys subscribe for more information on how our prospecting tool works. See you guys soon.
Yep. Have a good one.